Hello everyone, it's past 8 o'clock and welcome to another episode of Salt of the Earth, a program by Catholic Syro-Malabar Eparchy of Great Britain. We have been bringing you Life of Saints every week and we have been receiving hundreds of responses after every episode. And we really thank you for that. The regular viewers might be familiar with the program structure, but now for the new viewers, here is how the program is arranged. Please listen to the life of the saint carefully, take notes and embrace it. Towards the end of the show, we ask you 5 questions. The first correct respondent will receive the prize. The format to send the answers is now on the screen. The number to send your answer is also on the screen. Please use the format question 1 to 5. Question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your full name and the name of your mission. Now, let's look at last week's questions and answers.
Before we start today, I have something to tell you. In the last 2 weeks' questions, we got a lot of answers. Hundreds of them sent the answers. But unfortunately, none of them were correct. So, the marks goes to the quiz master. This week, you have the questions about the saint that we are going to listen now. Please listen carefully and send us the correct answer. As you all know, we announced in the first episode, if you have answered all the questions correctly for the first 10 consecutive episodes, you are eligible to be entered into a draw where we will choose one person and give a special prize to them. So if you have sent correct answers for the first 10 episodes, please let us know and we will be putting your name for a lot, and if you are lucky, you will get a special prize from us. Now, it is time for us to listen to the life of a saint in the Catholic Church. Today, we are going to learn about Saint Teresa of Lisieux, who was born in 1873. She was a French Catholic who became a Carmelite nun at an early age. She died in obscurity at the age of 24. However, after her death, her autobiography, The Story of a Soul, was published and became a bestseller around the world. Her books explained her spiritual path of love and selflessness, and she became one of the only 3 females to be considered a doctor of the Catholic Church. From an early age, it was Teresa's ambition and desire to be a saint. She was born into a pious and loving Catholic family. She remembers the idol of her early childhood, spending time with her parents and 5 sisters in the unspoiled French countryside. However, this early childhood idol was broken by the early death of her mother due to breast cancer. Aged only 4 years old, she felt the pain of separation and instinctively turned to the Virgin Mary for comfort and reassurance. Teresa enjoyed being taught at home, taught by her elder sister Celine. However, after a while, her elder sister decided to leave home and enter the local Carmel convent at Lisieux. This made Teresa feel like she had lost her second mother. Shortly afterwards, Teresa experienced a painful illness in which she suffered delusions. The doctors were at a loss as to the cause. For 3 weeks, she suffered from a high fever. Eventually, Teresa felt completely healed after her sisters placed a statue of the Virgin Mary at the foot of the bed. Teresa felt her health and mental state return to normal very quickly. Soon after, on Christmas Eve 1884, she recounts having a remarkable conversation of spirit. She says she lost her inclination to please herself with her own desires. She felt a burning desire to pray for the souls of others and forget herself. She says that on this day she lost her childhood immaturity and felt a very strong calling to enter the convent at the unprecedented early age of 15. St. Teresa was drawn to pray for sinners. Although her father tried to keep newspapers out of the house, she became aware of the notorious, unrepentant killer Henry Pranzini, who was due to be executed in 1887. Teresa prayed for his last-minute conversion and was able to read in the newspaper of his last-minute grab for a crucifix as he approached the scaffold. He kissed the wounds of Jesus 3 times before being executed. Initially, the church authorities refused to allow a girl who was so young to enter to become a nun. They advised her to come back when she was 21 and grown up. However, Teresa's mind was made up. She couldn't bear to wait. She felt God was calling her to enter the cloistered life. Teresa was so determined she traveled to the Vatican to personally petition to the Pope. Breaking protocol, she spoke to the Pope asking for permission to enter a convent. Slightly taken aback, Pope Leo XIII replied, "Well, my child, do what the superiors decide." Soon after, her heart's desire was fulfilled and she was able to join her 2 sisters in the Carmelite convent of Lisieux. Our fulcrum is God, our lever, prayer which burns with love. With that we can lift the world, is a beautiful quote by St. Teresa. Convent life was not without its hardships. It was cold and accommodation was basic. Not all sisters warmed to this 15-year-old girl. At times she became the subject of gossip, and one of her superiors took a very harsh attitude to this young, spoilt middle-class girl. No matter what others said, Teresa responded by denying her sins of ego. Eventually, the nun who had criticized Teresa too much said, "Why do you always smile at me? Why are you always so kind even when I treat you badly?" Teresa had the ambition to become a missionary and travel to Africa or China. However, ill health curtailed these plans and she was forced to stay in the convent. Towards the end of her life, when she was increasingly bedridden, St. Teresa was encouraged by the elder nuns to write down her way of spiritual practice. She wrote 3 books that explained her little way and included her personal spiritual autobiography, Story of a Soul. St. Teresa died tragically early at the age of 24 from tuberculosis. However, after her death, the writings became avidly read by first other nuns and then the wider Catholic community. Although initially intended only for a small audience, her books have frequently been republished. In 1997, St. Teresa was declared one of the only 3 female doctors of the Catholic Church. There are 33 doctors of the Church in total. Thus, after her death, she was able to achieve her intuitive feeling that she would be able to do something great and help save souls. St. Teresa was canonized by Pope Pius XI on May 17, 1925, only 26 years after her death. Pope Francis has said St. Teresa is his favorite saint and keeps a picture of her on his bookcase. He has also remarked, "When I have a problem, I ask the saint not to solve it, but to take it in her hands and help me accept it." Now we heard about the life of St. Teresa. St. Teresa is also called Cherupushpam, and she is the patron saint of Cherupushpa Mission League, which is CML. Now it is time for us to look into the mystery box to find out what we have. This week, we have a decorated candle. We know what a candle does. It gives out light. St. Teresa's life was confined in a small room. And like a candle, she burned inside that room, praying for others, giving out the light the light of the world. Thank you all for listening. God bless you. It is question time now. The first question is, what was St. Teresa's elder sister's name? Why did the church authorities refuse Teresa's request to become a nun at first? Teresa had the ambition to become a missionary, and she wanted to travel to different parts of the world, especially to two countries. Which are they? Name St. Teresa's personal spiritual autobiography. Out of the 36 doctors of the Catholic Church, how many are females?
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you all.